What's going on, YouTube? What's up? So, of course, a lot of y'all done heard about the Karmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf situation in Texas. And Karmelo Anthony said he stood his ground. He said self-defense. I got a chance to read it all, formulate it all, listen to what was going on. First of all, you know where I stand. Everything in America is race. So let's not even fake the funk. It's always racial and it's always political. Because if a black person, white person, you know what time it is. There ain't no Scooby Doo mystery. It don't ain't a long winded drawn out thing. Put two people the same age, same situation. It's what it is. See, it's convenient for folks to say, "Oh, well, it's not really like that." When they used to have people used to just go get black folks and not even think time of day, and they walk around this earth 30, 50, 80 years and don't get charged with doing nothing. You know, you remember Carol and Brian, and you remember the whole situation with Emmett Till. I don't think I have to remind you. So Carmelo Anthony said he was in self-defense against Austin Metcalf at the tent. Sounds believable to me. See, because I'm going to take that side because you know what? When you be bullying, harassing folks, and people act like they don't see nothing, don't hear nothing, you know. Um, I've been around this earth long enough to know it's always racial. It's always political. It's always the same old thing. Nothing's changed. It's the same old thing, you know. And they know good and well that that kid provoked him and he was trying to one up on him. Now, the only problem the Anthony faces that what he had is that he used in the situation. That's the only thing. But you see, when you black, they expect you to take that and they're going to find a way to blame you by all means because they never ever want to acknowledge the institutionalized systematic racism and the privilege and how people pop off in these streets. They never do. Metcalf's father ain't going to come over and tell the truth. They ain't going to never tell the truth because they do everything to try to downplay the obvious. And, you know, Karmelo Anthony is real. It is real. You know, people who be in denial about it will try to say that, oh, that this wasn't that. No, bullying and harassing goes on for real. And see, this is very more common. The thing is this. People are always scared to tell the truth about race. They're scared to talk or tell the truth about politics. And they're scared to tell the truth about privilege. But we all know what's there. When you're black, you're not hallucinating. You're not going cray-cray. You're not seeing zombies. You're not seeing Martians. You're not seeing aliens. You're seeing Jim Crowisms. You're seeing what's really there. It's the other folks who be in denial about it because they like to play it off like you just hallucinating and they like to play you like you didn't, you're thinking too much and something wrong with you. When history repeats itself over and over and over and over again. Now, it happens in high school. Somebody think they can get at you. They do. They do. And see, deep down, if folks have a conscience, they know that Karmelo Anthony's telling the truth. They just don't want to admit it because it doesn't meet with their social requirements. Because people would rather lie about the racism and they'd rather lie about what goes on because that's the problem that they've been doing all their life. They've been so channeled like zombies to tell lies about what really happens that they believe it after a while. That's why it's the greatest viruses and the greatest mental illness there is racism. And it's in everything. So I read everything and watched everything that was involved. I understand what Karmelo Anthony is saying. He protected himself. Probably had to go through it a different measure, but he protected himself. But, I am 99.9% sure that the dude said some vulgarities to him, said some slurs to him, and this dude had enough of it. That's why I'm sticking with Karmelo Anthony on this one. I believe his story. Self-defense. Stand your ground. Stand your ground. Yeah. Because this is a lot more credible stand your ground than what happened to Trayvon. Remember, the Trayvon situation. Trayvon Said, if a dude tried to stand your ground, well, this is far more stand your ground here. Far more. And more believable. Because this is mano a mano. Please hit like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share it if you like. Hit that membership. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm out. Peace.